So you're starting to practice regularly, your amygdala is beginning to chill out, you're even starting to enjoy it. Oh my goodness. But where is all of this mindfulness leading to? What's at the end of the journey? Welcome to Mindfulness for Beginners. Hello my friend, I hope you're happy, hope you're peaceful. It's your old pal Sean, and if you're enjoying the podcast, then I would invite you to become a supporter of the show on Patreon. The link is in the description. There's lots of exclusive content there, including a new bonus episode about the different stages your mind can reach while meditating. Please do check it out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more at the end, plus a special request that I could really use your help with. This week, we're going to talk about a painting, and with my mystical powers and podcast analytics, I can sense lots of you reaching for the stop button. But wait, hold on. I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. You're thinking, good God Almighty, he's talking about a painting, but it really will provide you with some insight on your journey. I've put the link into the description so you can follow along. You're probably thinking, Sean, you've never talked about art before. Are you sure this isn't just a webcomic or a Calvin and Hobbes strip? Well, I do like webcomics and very much enjoy Calvin and Hobbes, but this is a bona fide, legitimate piece of art which depicts the path of mindfulness practice as a journey up the mountain being taken by a monk, an elephant, and a monkey, which sounds like the start of a joke. And at the beginning, which is the bottom of the painting, it is actually a pretty comical scene. It's complete chaos as the monkey, which is literally going ape, leads the elephant on a path of destruction. Meanwhile, the monk is running out of a building, maybe it's a school, with the tools he needs to get the situation under control. If you haven't come across the painting before, feel free to pause the podcast here to have a think about what this might represent. Making an effort to gain some of the insight yourself is a good exercise, and if you think about previous episodes, that might provide a clue. So I'm just allowing a pause in case you want to stop the podcast, have a look at the painting and challenge yourself a little bit. 3, 2, 1. So the naughty monkey, as you might have guessed, is distraction, jumping from one place to another. The elephant is your mind, capable of huge destruction if misled, and the monk, my friend, is you. Not only does he now have the tools of right view and mindfulness, he can see the elephant being led by the monkey, and clever young monk, he knows just what to do. He's absolutely legging it after them because he knows how important it is to calm the elephant, to reunite your scattered mind. And all he needs to do is to focus. But up ahead, the monkey's chasing the fire, the conch, the flowers, and this represents the distractions of the material world. It might be our job or social media, could be consumption or our thoughts. Even with these distractions though, the monkey and the elephant are beginning to slow down, beginning to calm. Just like when we start to practice, we're still easily distracted, but we can feel our mind beginning to settle. In fact, the monkey and elephant are settling so much that by the time they've turned the next corner, they're actually looking back at the monk, they're looking back at you. So what's happening here? Feel free to pause the podcast and just think about what that might be for a second. Well, as you begin to pay closer attention to your mind and your body and your current experience, your mind is now actually starting to pay attention to you. There's less thoughts coming through, there's less complaints from your mind that it's bored. Even the distractions are somehow less distracting. There's periods of calm between thoughts, even if they're fairly short. And now the monk lassos the elephant as he catches up, and they round the next bend, and the monk takes the lead, and just as importantly, the monkey takes up the rear, holding on to the elephant's tail. No longer is the mind being pulled all over the place by distraction. Distractions happen, but they're noticed without controlling our awareness. And we lead our mind rather than our mind leading us. And that might be hard to imagine for you. The mind is a tool that we apply when we choose to, rather than it being out of control, having a mind of its own. But with practice, it's absolutely possible. On the next level, approaching the top of the mountain, the monkey says goodbye as we let go of all distractions. The elephant is calm and has turned white, which represents it being unified rather than distracted, single-pointed rather than fragmented. The elephant rests at the top of the mountain, and the monk sits in lotus position with a rainbow beaming out of his chest. He's shown flying, his awareness being in the body without the mind, and also riding the elephant, which you might interpret as oneness of body and mind, or just happiness. I really love this painting. It really resonates with my experience up to a point. I'm certainly not enlightened. It's a really accessible way to understand the journey of mindfulness and meditation. So let's have a guided meditation together now, dear friends. Hopefully you enjoyed that visualization of the painting, so we can do our visualization guided meditation together, the flower fresh. So if you want to take a moment to become comfortable, and we'll start with 3 sounds of the bell and our usual settling in introduction. We'll start as we always do by applying our beginner's mind to our posture. So I would invite you to imagine that you have a thread attached to the crown of your head, and it's gently pulling you upwards into an upright position, your spine like a stack of coins, your heart raised upwards and outwards, your hands comfortably in your lap, and just allowing a gentle smile to emerge on your face as we enjoy the stability of our posture. And expanding that spotlight of awareness to the entire body, noticing where you feel warm or cold, noticing where you feel tense or relaxed, becoming aware of the sensation of the clothes against your skin, and the points of contact between your body and the chair and the floor. Shifting that awareness to your thoughts and feelings. And as we go through the guided meditation, just noticing each thought as it arises, and that might be an anxious thought about tomorrow. It could be a happy thought about today, or a sad thought about yesterday. Just sitting with each thought for a moment, allowing it to leave, And gently, without judgment, bringing your attention back to your breath. And finally, focusing your awareness on the breath, noticing that column of air between your nose and your diaphragm, noticing how the air feels cooler on the way in, warmer on the way out. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. In, out. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. Flower, fresh. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. Mountain, solid. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect all that is. Still water, reflecting. Breathing in, I see myself as empty space. Breathing out, I feel free. Space, free. As we reach the end of the guided meditation, just taking a moment to notice any changes in your body, noticing any areas of relaxation, any areas of discomfort, and stretching those if you need to. Noticing any changes in your mind, and if you feel a sense of calm or peace, then I would invite you to carry that through the rest of your day. And finally, opening your eyes and returning your awareness to the room that you're in. And just a couple of things before we finish today. If you enjoyed this episode, then the new bonus episode on Patreon basically leads on and describes the different states of mind that I've experienced while meditating. So you can follow the link in the description and become a supporter of the podcast today to listen. And if you do that, then I'm hugely grateful. And I also need your help, my friend. I'd very much like to transition to doing this full time, to teaching mindfulness. To do that, unfortunately, it means I'll need to get a sponsor for the podcast. If you know any company or can suggest anyone that might be interested in sponsoring a podcast, then please do get in touch. Or any help or advice at all would be very welcome, as it's, I don't really know this side of things. But do let me know what you think. And may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you see yourself through the eyes of understanding and compassion. Slán will ya, and I'll see you next time.
Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built